guys, in today's video I will be sharing with you my October faves and flops. I had to think really hard about what month it was, even though it was just my birthday a few days ago, so obviously it's November, but I didn't know what day it was or month it was or whatever. So October just flew by and now it's November. I think it's like the 6th or 7th, so I'm a little late to filming my monthly favorites video, but better late than never, right? So I have accumulated a couple of new things that I want to talk about. I feel like it's been a long time since I've done a favorites video. I think I didn't do a September one. Or did I? I honestly don't remember. All of the months and days just kind of mushed together. So I have kind of a bigger handful of faves and a few flops to share with you. So if you're interested in what things I am loving / hating right now, then just... Okay, first up, I need to mention this. This is going to come as no surprise to anybody if you watched my more recent video or if you follow me on Instagram. The Morphe 3502 Second Nature palette. I'm obsessed. If you're wondering what this is like the insert with all the names on it. I just taped it here so I can know what colors I'm using without losing it. So, like I said, if you follow me on Instagram, then you know I am doing this sort of, I'm challenging myself to test my creativity, I guess you could say. I am doing 35 days of 35O, and I'm basically almost every day putting up a new eye look using this palette, and it's really challenging my creativity because although this palette may look like it's all kind of the same, I'm trying my best to make each eye look different than any of the other ones I've posted. So I'm having a lot of fun doing that. So if you're interested in seeing my 35 days of 35O, then be sure to follow me on Instagram. I will link that down below. So, like I said, I have a whole video dedicated to me testing this out and playing with it for the first time. So if you want to see that, I'll link that down below as well. I am obsessed, in love. By the way, I feel like I need to give a disclaimer. I'm wearing zero makeup right now. I'm having a little bit of a skin issue. As you can see, I have this big thing on my face right now. It's kind of just like a super sensitive dry patch on my skin, and I'm really hoping it's not eczema because as you know, if you've seen any of my videos before, I have really bad eczema on my hands, and I'm really hoping that it's not traveling its way up to my face. But I attempted to put makeup on this morning and it was just really sensitive and stinging, and I was like, you know what, screw it, I just won't wear makeup today. So, but I really wanted to get this video filmed and up for you guys before it gets too late into the month. So hence the naked face. Moving on, I have one of the brushes in my more recent Morphe testing video. This is like the standout brush of the cluster that I bought. It is the Morphe M504 brush. This is a big fluffy brush. This is like the first brush you use when going in with eyeshadow. It helps you blend out the crease. It's really similar to like a Sigma E40. The brush that I was using religiously before I had this was this BH Cosmetics brush. It came in a little set and it's like the number 101 brush. If I can find what set this was, because it was really affordable and it came with, I think, 12 brushes. I'll link that down below. But this is just like a big fluffy crease brush, and you use it to blend out all your other eyeshadows in the crease. It is, seriously, I cannot do my makeup without this brush now. I am obsessed. Once Morphe restocks on Ulta, I will be purchasing more of them because I don't think they were that expensive. I think they were like $5 or $6 each, and for something that's such like a staple in makeup, I feel like you need to have more than one. But anyway, it's like a synthetic hair. It's super soft and fluffy, and I'm obsessed with it. And I use it every single day that I do makeup. Something else that I've been using every time I do my makeup is this NYX Dark Circle Concealer, and this is in light pale. So it's kind of like this like peachy, salmony sort of color. I am getting older and I'm now a mom, so I'm, you know, losing sleep. I don't sleep as much thanks to this little nug right here. Hi. Hi. I have noticed recently that my dark circle under eye situation is getting a little bit more intense, and so I needed something a little extra to kind of conceal that. I mean, I do use Tarte Shape Tape rather regularly, but on days where I'm not wearing that and I need just a little extra coverage for concealers that aren't as like industrial strength as the Tarte Shape Tape, I like to use this NYX concealer. It is creamy without being cakey. It's pigmented, does the job. It is layerable, meaning like I can put this on, then put my concealer and foundation, all that crap on, and it doesn't look too heavy under the eyes. So, and because you only need a little bit, I feel like this pot is going to last me a very long time. So, the NYX Dark Circle Concealer Corrector in Light Pale. Another affordable find that I've been using the past couple of months is this new Maybelline Fit Me powder. It is in Fair 05 Fair. I don't know why I like totally hesitated. Oh, I don't know how to read. It is a loose finishing powder. I definitely feel like this is a little too light for me, but I really like the texture and fineness of this powder. If I'm like a little bit more tan, then this powder won't really be that useful to me. I'll need to get the Step Up light shade. But on days where I'm a little bit more pale, and if I'm wearing kind of like a paler foundation, then this works really well for me. I like to use this to set my under eyes and any place where I put concealer, and it's just a really nice powder. It is a little messy, but it's rather pigmented, I feel, for like a loose powder. So as you can see, it's right there. It is kind of pigmented, but like I said, it's really good at brightening up the under eyes and setting that concealer without it looking really cakey. So I'm really enjoying this. I got it to do a full face of Maybelline, and I just haven't gotten around to filming that. So I'm really liking this powder. Something that I was using for a few months and then I lost. If you saw my most recent video, the What's in My Diaper Bag, I rediscovered this because it was hiding in there. It is the Leneige Lip Sleeping Mask for all skin. It is this ginormous pot of basically like lip balm. It's supposed to be like an overnight sort of lip mask. It's like, smells so good. It smells so good. It smells like mixed berry yogurt or something like that. It smells so delicious. I actually have it on my lips right now, so you can see it's not a tinted lip balm or anything like that. It is thick enough to be moisturizing, but it's not like gloopy or like sticky or anything like that. I have used it as an overnight thing, but I just like to put it on before I put on all of my makeup, so it just kind of sinks into the lips and prepares it for lipstick or whatever it is I choose to put on my lips that day. Are you looking at Mama? Next up, I have a facial spray. This is just like the baby size. It's the 2-ounce size of the Badescu facial spray with aloe, herbs, and rose water. I have used quite a bit. It's like down here. I bought this off of Jack Emery's recommendation, Makeup by Jack. I talked about him in my last favorites video. I love this. I'm not like a humongous rose fan, like the smell of roses, but there's something about this spray that just feels so nice on the face. It feels really refreshing and like kind of calming, and I don't know, I just really like it. So I really like this facial spray, and it's actually pretty affordable. I think that this size was like $4 or something like that from Ulta, and they have like the really big size, and I think it's like less than 15 bucks. So I think that is a pretty good deal, even though I go through it really fast. But I still really like it. This is like a new old favorite. I have been using this brush for a long, long time, but I've rediscovered it in a way that, what am I trying to say? I have found a new use for this brush. So before I discovered the Morphe M510 brush for highlighting, I used to use this brush all the time. I used to use this brush all the time. It's the Real Techniques setting brush. I used to use this for highlight. But since I discovered the Morphe one, I don't use this one. This one's been neglected. So I discovered a new use for this. I like to use this for contour. I think that it is a nice little precise brush to apply your contour. I feel like it helps you not to go in heavy-handed. It just kind of helps you carve out that cheekbone a little bit and blend it out because it has like this synthetic hair. I actually got the idea from Casey Holmes. She uses this brush sometimes for her contour, and I was like, oh man, I never thought to use this brush for that. So if you have this brush, give it a shot with your contour. I really like using it for that. It's like one of the cool things about like makeup is that nothing is set in stone of like how you're supposed to use it. Like you can use blush for eyeshadow, or you can use, you know, eyeshadow as blush or whatever. Or you can use different brushes for different things. Like you don't have to follow the rules. Like, yes, this is a setting brush, so it was intended to set your under eyes, but you don't have to use it for that. You can use it for whatever you want. I just think that's cool. All right, I have a couple of dry shampoos to talk about. One that's kind of affordable and one that's definitely not. This is the Not Your Mother's Clean Freak Refreshing Dry Shampoo. It's a very like fresh sort of smell. And also, can we talk about how humongous this bottle is? Like, to give you a reference, this is a normal can of Batiste. And then this is the Clean Freak one. Like look at how much bigger it is. Since I have the old Bangarooskies, I need dry shampoo in my life now. I was never really a dry shampoo kind of person. If my hair was dirty, I would just either live with it or I would throw it up in a bun because I can't be bothered, especially since for the longest time, for the past like 4 or 5 years, I've had really dark hair. And I don't typically like dry shampoos because of the white cast it leaves on the hair. If I was blonde, it'd be a different story. But because I have really dark hair, I just don't want to be bothered with it. But because I have the bangs, I'm using dry shampoo. Wow, that was so long-winded. So I really like this one. It is very affordable. I got it at Target for, I believe, less than $5. And it comes with a bunch. And since I only need to use a little bit just for right here, I feel like I'm going to have this for the rest of my life. But I really like it. I also feel like the white cast, it fades easier. Like, I like Batiste, but I feel like the white cast is really hard to get out. Like, you really have to sit there and, like, you know what I mean? For, like, a long time to get the white cast out. But I feel like with this, it isn't as stubborn to get out, if that makes any sense. Okay, next up, a not so inexpensive dry shampoo. Shout out to my best friend in the whole wide world, Maria, for getting me this for my birthday. She got me like a whole set of this scent. It is the Elizabeth and James Nirvana Bourbon, and it came with the perfume as well as this dry shampoo. I'm like in love with this scent. I don't know. It's the vanilla bourbon scent. It's kind of masculine, but kind of feminine at the same time. I don't know how to explain it. It's so good. It's like oak wood, vanilla, bourbon, and tuberose. I don't know what that is, but anyway, I really like adding this to my hair. I don't use it in a dry shampoo sort of way, as in like using it to refresh my hair. I like will just like squirt, you know, a little bit under here, just a little, and then that's all I do. I just like to add this as a scent to my hair, and to add like a little bit of grit, because like freshly clean hair you know, is kind of, like, especially my hair, since it's like thinning out in my old age and my post-pregnancy life. So I need to add a little bit of like grit and texture to my hair. Hi, Ranger. You want to come say hello? Oh, yeah, my goodness. Oh, hi. Okay, going on to not beauty favorites. First up, I have this sweater. I've worn it in a video this past month or so before. I wear it like a couple of times a week, I'm not gonna lie. I love this sweater. It is from H&M. It is one of those like really big kind of like formless sweater, like shapeless sweaters. It's just like this giant sort of situation. It's so comfortable. It's super duper soft. It doesn't shrink, which is the best. I hate when I buy oversized things because I love the fit of it, and then you wash it and then it shrinks and it's no longer like oversized. Drives me crazy. So I got this from H&M. I believe it was like 20 bucks. Totally worth it. I wish it came in like a bajillion different colors because I wear it so often. Okay, I only have one new podcast to share with you guys this month. I told you guys in my last favorites video that I want to incorporate like podcasts and new channels that I've discovered in my favorites video. No new channels that I've discovered this month, although I'm trying. I just haven't found anybody new that's just like, you know, where have you been all my life type of thing. But there is one new podcast that I have been really enjoying, and it is the Jenna&Julien Podcast. If you have never heard of Jenna Marbles before, I don't know what you're doing with your life. I mean, Jenna Marbles is like YouTube queen, I guess you could say. She's been on YouTube for like 8 years or something like that. She's like a comedian type of channel. She's so entertaining, so funny, and Julien is her her man, her mister, and they have like vlog channels together and that sort of thing, and they have a podcast together, and it is just very, very entertaining. I said this in my last favorites video. It must be because I'm older now, but when I'm driving in the car, like by myself, you know, not with Trevor or whatever, or with other people, I just love to listen to podcasts. I feel like it just makes the drive more, I don't know. I don't like listening to music when I'm by myself. I like listening to podcasts. I know that's weird, but anyway. And Jenna&Julien Podcast, they talk about like all sorts of different things, but it's really cool to see them more on a like personal level, or to like hear them. They're both really intelligent. Although if you like watch their channels, they're very goofy and silly, and you know, they are just really entertaining. But their podcast is more, has more depth to it. It has more information. They talk about all sorts of different things, and they're just really, really smart kids. And kids, you know, I mean, only Julian's younger than me, but Jenna is like older than me. But I just really enjoy listening to them. They're very entertaining. It's very fun to listen to. And if you are a commuter, and you're like tired of listening to the same damn Bodak Yellow song on the radio, then check out podcasts, because it makes the drive go by real fast. So that's it for my faves. I have a grand total of 3 flops to share with you. I guess we'll talk about this one first. I made a video about this. This is the Covergirl Vitalist Healthy Elixir Foundation. I have mine in the shade 705 Ivory. I made a video about this, and I think I titled it like the worst foundation ever or something like that. I bought this off of Raw Beauty Christie's recommendation. She loves this foundation. I love her. We have similar skin. It's like dry skin. I don't think she has sensitive skin, but anyway, she has dry skin. I have dry skin. She loved it. I was like, I may love it too. Hated it. Absolutely despised it. It just looked horrific on my face. The color match was actually really well. Even though this is ivory, this is the lightest shade that they have, and I'm not the lightest skinned person. There are definitely like many people who are more fair than me, but this foundation worked for me. It's really dark for being ivory. It broke up really bad on my face. It just like yucky. yucky. If you're interested in seeing that video, I'll link it down below, but it is gross. And I've tried to use it again with like different sort of like moisturizers and primers and setting sprays and powders and all that stuff. And I've just never gotten it to look good. It looks good like initially, sort of, but after like a very short time, it just starts to break up and just look really, so that's a flop for me. But I'm going to give it to my sisters. Maybe they'll like it. Next up, I have this guy. This is the Eco Tools Blending Sponge. I know a lot of people who like this. My sister is one of them. She really likes this sponge. I'd never used it. There are a couple people on YouTube that like it. I know that Kathleen really likes this. And that's the main reason why I got it. I, however, do not. I really like the shape of it. However, I just don't like the, what it's made out of, I guess. Really soft and smushy, but I guess it's just like too dense in the way that it sucks up too much of my foundation, and it also dries really fast. I will wet it, and when it comes time for me to actually start applying my foundation, I feel like it's not wet enough. Like it dries too fast, if that makes any sense. So I feel like it just is a little bit not, you know, it's not as good. It's not as good as other sponges that I've used, and it's a bummer because I really like the shape of it. It's just not that great to blend out foundation and concealer just because it dries too fast. Okay, last flop I have is this Maybelline Vivid Hot Lacquer in the shade 62 Charmer. I bought this for that video that I told you about, the all Maybelline full face tutorial. Because I had heard so many great things about this, but I'd never tried it, and I thought, okay, although I have like 800 Maybelline lipsticks, I want something different for the full face tutorial. This, I hate it. I hate it. But it sucks because I like the color. I think that the color is so beautiful. Okay, so let me give you the pros before I give you all the cons. The pros is that the shade is so pretty. Like, it's this really gorgeous, like, kind of nudie, mauve-y, like, almost like a dusty rose sort of shade. So beautiful. And it does, like, have this really pigmented, high glossy shine on the lips. Plus, it also lasts a relatively long time on the lips. Plus, cons, it smells so gross. Like, I don't know if it's like I just had a bad one. This literally smells rotten. Like it's, oh, I just got some on my nose. Why? It literally smells like it like spoiled something. Like it's rotten. Like it smells so, it smells so rotten, and the like scent actually stays on your mouth. Like it lingers.
Why do you have to linger?
And it's just, ugh, like I can't get past it. I cannot. I can't get past the smell. It smells so like hot garbage. Gross. And secondly, it gets all over my teeth. Like no matter how little I apply, if I do the whole like thing with your finger or with the like lipstick to get it like off the inside of your lips, you know what I mean? That little trick that you do. No matter what I do, how many times I do it, no matter how careful I am, it gets all over my teeth. Like consistent, like non-stop all over my teeth. It's so annoying. And that wraps up this video. I feel like it was a little long. I apologize. My chatty videos tend to be very long. And I also want to commend you for sticking through my naked face with the weird, like, patchy situation on my face. Thanks. You are the real MVP. So anyway, I really hope that you enjoyed. I will link below all of my social medias so you can come find me and say hi, along with all of the other things that I said that I was going to link below, which was a lot. So if you are bored, I've got you covered for the next, like, hour and a half. Yeah. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.